so much.
What is an NPC? Is that a Scientology thing?
No, non-player character.
I got a love-hate relationship with this NPC term, mainly because I feel like it can be so good when used right, and it's not.
Everyone's an NPC. Listen, if you're watching this video, you're an NPC.
I've always found myself impressed by just how quickly trends catch on the internet. So much so that I spent days thinking and searching about it. And as I looked more closely into this obsession with following the trends, waves, the herd, I came across this face. This grey-looking robotic man with 2 dots for eyes. I'm sure you've seen it everywhere within the past couple of years. A non-player character is what they call it. NPC for short. Now, what does it mean to be an NPC? And why is it that seemingly everyone these days is being called out as one? As I searched throughout the internet for research, I slowly realized something. This term, or rather the idea around this term, has probably created one of the most interesting phenomena I've ever seen, in more of a negative way.
A new president. The election not until November, but we are in the home stretch.
In the center of the stage tonight, businessman Donald Trump.
The American dream is dead. But if I get elected president, I will bring it back bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
So we begin here at the 2016 election. A man named Donald Trump had just taken the political space by storm, touting a once previous slogan of Reagan's.
We will make America great again.
One of the things most shaken by Donald Trump was political discourse. And yeah, shaken up it was.
The Clintons are cheaters. I mean, they cheat.
He said we have a bunch of bad hombres.
You're spreading ignorance and you're promoting neo-fascism.
One of Trump's main plans was simple. Identify a group of people, see what their fears and anxieties are, and claim that you will work to address them. Basically a populist, known to be a very effective strategy. Jobs getting taken?
I would pursue right away to bring back our jobs.
The elite?
Number one, it was during the revolution that Jackson first confronted and defied an arrogant elite. Does that sound familiar to you?
Feeling left behind?
I will fight for you, and I will win for you.
This worked in getting him very well liked and popular.
Let's go, ready? Turn off the lights.
His favorability rating among Republicans, a key indicator for any candidate, more than doubled from just 23% to 57%.
I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either.
July 7, 2016. Feeling emboldened to make a post after seeing an article created years prior titled, "Not Everyone Conducts in a Speech." On a 4chan forum, a user makes a post titled, "Are you an NPC?" accompanied with the original creation of what we now know to be the NPC guy. If you get into a discussion with them, it's always the same buzzwords and hackneyed arguments. They're the kind of people who make a show of discomfort when you break the status quo, like by breaking the normal barrier to invoke a real discussion. It's like in a video game, when you accidentally talk to somebody twice, and they give you the exact line, word for word once more. The user lays out a set of behaviors from individuals that get them to act similarly to non-player characters. The description wasn't necessarily meant to be fully political in nature, but the foundations for political use were practically written all over it.
Everybody that I know in person, you're like, yo, have you heard about the NPC meme? They're like, the what? I'm like, the NPC meme, you gotta check this out.
And I'm like, dude, there's so much.
What is an NPC?
You don't know this meme?
Is that a Scientology thing?
No, non-player character.
Today we're talking about this new term that's been birthed in the Twitter sphere called NPC.
We're both NPCs now.
This term NPC started to create a little bit of a buzz, little bit being an understatement. Usage of the term exploded online seemingly overnight. Posts were all over Reddit asking what this term was about. Videos were uploaded commenting on this meme about how it's the best meme ever or its goldenness. It even got to the point where high-level media publications started to pick up on it, prompting a domino effect that resulted in the term becoming even more popular.
They say the NPC meme is dehumanizing. Oh my god, so dehumanizing.
The same people saying the same exact thing in the same exact way, just like an NPC.
But the percentage of them in comparison to the percentage that just follow the narrative is so small.
They literally hear what you have to say, and just like a computer program, boom, you're racist. Boom, you're sexist. Boom, you're a white man, maybe. Boom, curse this, curse that, I'm Chuck Wendig, blah, 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 blah.
Just one thing that and I think you may have noticed, is that some of these posts, most of them, they're all political in nature. And it all becomes very obvious once you look at the full picture. In the lead up to the midterms, right-wing groups started to utilize this term, NPC, to disparage and attack liberal views. And thus, it became a weapon that the right utilized in very interesting ways. The Donald, a once subreddit, created up a plan to make fun of who they deemed to be brainless bots. So, where? Well, Twitter, a place that the Donald considered to be a liberal hive mind. It was chosen as a perfect target, and the mission was to make accounts depicting various liberal NPCs. It didn't take long for Twitter to notice, and had to ban over 1,500 accounts for engaging in coordinated platform manipulation. From here, the New York Times took notice and published an article.
An NPC is a non-participational character, but they also are herd consciousness. They think the same as the rest of the people.
They are running a script, and they have stock responses to everything.
Can I ask why you guys are protesting today? Well, we don't agree with this sort of thing. Yes, this kind of thing is bad.
Just how to know if you are an NPC.
Why are you being an NPC?
Everyone's an NPC. Listen, if you're watching this video, you're an NPC. Like, why are you praising another human?
I got a love-hate relationship with this NPC term, mainly because I feel like it can be so good when used right, and it's not.
If you call someone an NPC, you're basically calling them a background character. This is someone who doesn't stand out, or they're just not very interesting.
Some people just aren't built with the filtration system, where they receive information, interpret, analyze, and spit out something that's genuinely there.
If someone tells you to go left, and you go left, what does that make you? Or how about if someone tells you to go left, but instead you go right, for no other reason other than someone else telling you to do something? In a study done by Tristan Lustu, Brooke Magnus, and Greg Sparkman titled Measuring Contrarianism, they defined contrarianism as the extent to which someone adopts belief, attitudes, and behaviors that are different from those that are popular. Stated motivations for contrarianism stem from disdain for conformity, the will to create social change, and the desire to be viewed as unique, something that everyone normally strives for. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be unique.
Here he is. How does it feel to be an NPC in 2022?
What?
But at what point does the obsession with being unique, having unique hobbies, and not being like everyone else starts to take on its own shape, a shape that looks fairly similar to the NPC? But in this case, instead of just following where everyone else is going, you only go where everyone else isn't, only to find out that everyone else has the exact same plans. When I look at people on the internet use NPC as an insult towards everyone else whose hobbies they don't like, I sometimes see a projection of their own obsession with not being an NPC. You could sometimes see it in their own behaviors, Now, of course, none of this is particularly bad. In fact, it's good to have a certain level of introspection and unique hobbies. I'm just saying that it seems that in today's world, there's an artificial level of uniqueness that people pull off in order to not be like everyone else. You're welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Consider subbing, liking, and all of that. So a couple of things to note. So in total, this video took around 2 weeks to create, from script to post-production to completion. And the visuals, to be specific, took about 2 to 3 days. So you're probably going to be bound to find a couple of mistakes out, of course. And the end. I don't know why the end was so sentimental and all that. I just chose the song. I just put it there and it just, I didn't necessarily mean for the end to be like some, sad resolution or something like that. I don't know. The future videos will absolutely be better. This video took about 2 weeks and I was kind of rushing it. And, it's my first time creating scripts and all that and, visuals, After Effects. Another thing to note is that I'm not some pseudo-intellectual. I'm not trying to say anything profound here. Like, this video, especially with the music, it makes it seem as if I'm trying to say something like meta, like I'm trying to make some sort of like statement on like society and all that, but I'm not, like I just found a cool idea, a contrarian NPC, a person who finds themselves basically being an NPC by not wanting to be an NPC. So the idea with my videos is just gonna be create up an idea, or think of an idea, search around, and then create the documentary. But I'm not some pseudo-intellectual. I'm not trying to make some profound statement. I don't think I'm like saying anything crazy, but I'm not saying anything unique or like I'm an NPC as well, creating a video essay. And sub if you like that type of concept, sub if you like the videos, sub if you like the visuals, and the future videos should be better. They should absolutely be better, of course, Alright, see you.